excuse me. If you would, on mine, start on the two-shot, and then when Goldie gets to answering a question, go in on her. Stay on her the whole time. The whole time. If you want to change the focus on her, do it while I'm asking another question. Because we edit these for vignettes, and then we use them as a whole interview, too. And then at the end, when I wrap it up with her, come back to a two-shot. And then without changing the camera, I'll do some reverses for you. Okay? Thank you very much.
Anytime.
All right. Well, Goldie.
Goldie, I thought you were going to say Goldie. I feel like I'm home.
Goldie, I'm going to make a prediction, and that is that Texas is going to love Private Benjamin. And you know why I say that?
Why?
Well, first of all, they love you, and that you have a very good record in Texas, your films do. And Texans are very tuned into the military. You know, we have lots of military installations.
Sure, you do.
Yeah, so I think they're going to like it very much.
Oh, I hope so.
But I do wonder about a couple of scenes as far as the Army is concerned. Now, the scene when you go into the recruiter is a very funny scene. Does that scene, in fact, have any reality? In other words, has that ever occurred, or could that occur, do you think?
It did. It did occur. And there was a big stink about it.
Tell me about it.
Well, the Army had some reports about these recruiting officers. They were gathered up and asked to leave, but nevertheless were recruiting under false pretense. It was a big sort of front page in the LA Times while we were making this picture. So I would venture to say that this was one of the reasons why the Army may not have supported us.
Do you think that that scene, the way it's played, really in fact has happened? I mean,
I don't know whether that scene has happened. In actuality, it's fiction. But I do know that there were women and men being recruited into the Army thinking that they were going someplace else, thinking they were going to go and have certain benefits that they didn't have, and they were told lies and so on. Now, mind you, I read it in the newspaper, and you don't believe everything you read. You shouldn't anyway. But this was a fact. And this was written before that.
Before the scandal came about. Yeah. What else doesn't the Army like about your movie?
I'm not sure, really. They weren't terribly specific. I'm not sure that they liked the Captain Lewis character, the way she was drawn. But the interesting part is that the Army looked like a heck of a good time. After all said and done, I bet they get some recruiters. Without telling them that they're going to go to Monterey with condominiums and, and yachts. But I thought it was a lot of fun, those girls in the Army.
This marks a new beginning for your career because now you are the executive producer of this. And in actual fact, the film really has 4 producers, if you count everybody. Now, 4 people can't agree on where to have lunch.
Right.
So what would you do when 4 people disagreed about something concerning the film?
4 people never disagreed, and that is the truth. We never disagreed. It was a phenomenon, I agree. And the fact that we were dear friends before the picture and even better friends after is even more of a phenomenon. But we did not disagree. I've never met people like this that sit in a group that create a project that absolutely are going for the same thing.
But had there been a disagreement, who would have had the final word? You as executive producer and star?
I don't think so. The final word, real final word, comes from the studio. The next final word comes from the director. Then my final word comes as the star.
Your priority's kind of down there.
Yeah, it is definitely down there. The thing is, I'm a diplomat. And rather than stomp off the stage and say, well, I'm not going to do it like this, and I won't open my dressing room door, and I don't care how hard you knock, I don't work that way. So I would rather diplomatically, nicely try to achieve those goals that way. There are all kinds of ways of getting your way, you know.
But do you have any one little thing that works for you?
No, it depends on the circumstance. It really does.
You get very quiet. I find sometimes I'm a kind of gregarious, outgoing person. If I get very quiet, I get people's attention.
I don't know. Quiet is something that I don't think I have a sort of a device that I use. Whatever happens naturally, you know. I don't know what it is. It depends on the problem.
Goldie, as I sit here talking with you, I can see that there is a whole other aspect to Goldie Hawn rather than the bubbly, giggly girl that we saw on Laugh-In. But I know the public basically thinks of you as this bubbly, giggly person, don't they?
Right, they really do.
Now, is that a problem for you? Because here you are, you're an executive as well as an actress.
But that's the beauty of it, because I am an executive, and I still make people feel good. You know, I still have this ability, and I don't poo-poo it. I don't disrespect it. I think it's a great gift. The only thing that I feel about it is that, and I think I've done it, and as I said, I've taken people slowly and respectfully on my back. And that is that it's important to absolutely. Can you cut? Can you cut here?
Sure.
I completely went blank.
That's all right. Just take another start there.
I absolutely went blank.
Just start it again.
What was the question? This is what George Slaughter used to write. What was the question? The giggly?
Yeah, you started to say that
right.
The
Yeah,
problem
I
is,
actually did answer the question.
Yeah,
right.
but the problem is, you said, start from there, as far as the public.
Right. What is the problem? Quite happy with.
Well, let's just go on with something else.
All right.
Then. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This is funny. I must be going to sleep now. Involuntarily, I must be.
Okay, new question.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Your very first movie, Cactus Flower, you won an Oscar, Best Supporting Actress. Fantastic. But has that been a pressure for you, Goldie, in that now everything you do, you get disappointed because you haven't gotten an Oscar or you think you might not?
Well, that's a good question. What I feel about that is that I didn't earn it.
Oh,
you
come
know.
on.
No, I didn't earn it. It was my first picture, and I have a confession to make, and that is that it wasn't a terribly difficult role for me to do. I'm not putting down the Academy by any means, and I'm certainly not saying that I didn't deserve it, you know, in that sense. I'm talking about personally, personal feelings, personal gain. I didn't earn it. I didn't know. I wanted to get in there. I wanted to earn my Academy Award. I wanted to work hard for it. I wanted to feel that. And I won, and I was very surprised that I won. I wasn't expecting to win. I was up against some very tough competition. And also I knew that it was just a very small drop in my bucket. And that was frustrating to me. To win an award for something, not only for that it was easy and that it came very quickly, it was my first film, but that I had more to give. And I thought that it'd be a long day in hell before I got another one.
Were you, in fact, a little embarrassed? Because here you were with Ingrid Bergman and Walter Matthau.
No, I wasn't at all embarrassed, and partially because of them. I mean, these two people are so beautiful. Ingrid is an extraordinary woman.
Did they seem jealous that you got it and they didn't?
Oh, no. No, they were elated. Happy as can be. No jealousy there.
Do you think Private Benjamin is your best work to date?
Yes, I do. All round. All round. Funny, you know, comedically, dramatically. I've seen it many, many times, and I'm still not tired of it. Now, this means something. I also looked at my work very closely, as I do with everything that I do, and I must admit I am proud of this picture.
There's some people who are going to look at that opening scene. It's a Jewish wedding.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonderful scene. And they're going to say, Goldie Hawn playing a Jewish princess?
Isn't this the truth? I know. I think Paramount said that too.
But in fact, isn't your heritage part Jewish?
Yes, my mother's Jewish. My mother's Jewish, and I was raised Jewish. My father is Presbyterian, and which accounts for all the reasons why people say, Jewish princess Goldie. But I have Jewish eyes. That's all you need.
Well, maybe that'll be the title of your next film.
Jewish
I
eyes.
have Jewish eyes. Okay. Goldie, delight to see you. And I hope Private
Thank you.
Benjamin just does dynamite business
Oh,
for you.
you're a doll. Thank you so much.
Come see us in Texas again. Make
I
a picture
will.
with us.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Goldie. Terrific. I don't know that I have Jewish eyes. Whatever that is.
I know.
Okay, now if I can swing, I'm going to take a fix about here and
I'm doing
cut
okay,
me
sweetie.
wide.
No,
you know,
I'm
not too
doing all
close. Is Goldie out of it and background's okay? All right. Excuse me for being the director, but I had, you know, okay. All right. Let me give you some reactions first. Okay, questions. Goldie, I really think Texans are going to love this picture because, first of all, you have a big following in Texas, and we have lots of military institutions there. And so I think we're really tuned in to any kind of thing that has a military background. You have a new beginning, as it were, in this film because you are the executive producer as well as the star. Now, in total, you have 4 producers. What I want to know is, 4 people can't agree on where to go to lunch, so how can 4 producers agree on anything? When it gets down to it, Goldie, though, and there is a disagreement, if there should be, who has the final word? You're pretty far down on the priority there, aren't you? I think surely the audiences must still have the laugh-in image of Goldie Hawn, don't they? Goldie, as I sit here talking with you, I can see there's a whole other side to you. You're not only an actress, a comedian, but you're an executive. Is it a problem for you, though, that you are perceived as this giggly, bubbly young woman on Laugh-In? Your very first picture, Cactus Flower, with Walter Matthau, Ingrid Bergman, you won an Academy Award. Dynamite. But has that created pressures for you in the subsequent things you've done? Were Walter Matthau and Ingrid Bergman jealous? Okay. All right. The opening scene of this movie is a Jewish wedding, your wedding. And I think a lot of people are going to look at that and say, Goldie Hawn, a Jewish princess? But in fact, aren't you part Jewish? Okay,
great.
That's it. That's it.
Good memory.
Terrific.
On your break.
Oh,
This is
okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.